Now you can able
Yeah.
to share your screen. Yeah.
Yes.
Show me like where you are getting the error.
Yes. Actually, one second. I have to install. When I'm installing Pega Robotic Studio, I'm
Mhm.
getting Visual Studio Update 3 is error.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
removed everything.
Fine, I will guide you. I got the issue where you are finding.
Yeah, but on research that one, but I didn't get any solution for that. Yeah, I share the
Yeah,
screenshot in
I
WhatsApp
understood.
also.
I understood where you are getting the exact issue. That's a
Okay.
common issue in recent
Yes,
days. Earlier, we were not able to getting those such type of error messages, but now,
yes,
like
yes.
this Visual Studio issues, we are getting in all the machines. Even in my machine, also, I have got the same Visual Studio Updated
Yeah.
3 issue.
So many are telling like that actually. But I didn't get any solution for that. Give me the solution. I mean, once again, I will.
Yeah, that too. Like I will share that document as well. Like people can access that and they can able to solve by themselves. So I will share
Okay,
that
okay,
document as well. I will ask team
okay,
to
okay,
share that document.
okay, okay, okay.
Before that, I will guide you like what you have
Uh,
to do as part of this installation. Okay, here you are getting the error after downloading,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
understood.
yeah. This the
Yeah, I got now. So let me share one URL. You have a broadband or mobile network you are
yeah
connecting?
broadband.
Okay,
No
that's
broadband
good.
only.
It's a good thing. Like I'll be sharing one URL. Just
Okay,
paste that in your Chrome and try to download that file, ISO file.
okay,
We have to mount that
okay,
and then we have to load that into our updated 3 package and then only it will work. It will try to install the application. So copy that URL.
okay.
I have shared you in the chart. So
Mm-hmm.
by pasting that into Chrome, like you can able to see the file. It will be download directly without asking anything. So you can save it. So it will take some time.
Okay,
We'll move further with the session, and then we'll
okay,
at last like
okay.
we'll install your application. Till that time, like it will take some time. Like I think
Sure, sure.
it will be almost 7 GB of data. So that particular
Okay,
ISO file will take 7 GB of data. So it should download. So just download and leave it. Will install after the session.
sure, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me share my screen. Hi, good morning. This session is for Pega RPA training session. Um, in this session, we'll discuss about these solutions and projects, and then how to creating a flows and how to do interrogation. So first of all, we'll create a new project. From here, we are going initially onwards, creating a project and then starting an interrogation, adding an item based on our requirement. So I will go with the empty project. So empty project will create everything is without any automation file. So there will be no automation file in the empty Pega Robotic Automation project. One second. So first we'll go with the universal web adapter. So in this, let me create a project. So there is a CRM project. Project name is a CRM. We'll give because we'll cover both the applications Windows applications and web application within the project. So for this, we'll create a new project and that is a empty Pega robot project and adding a new project name called Acme Search. So because why I'm saying Acme, we have dedicatedly training websites for Pega. One is Acme search website. Another one is Windows application, which is a CRM application. So both on those applications we are going to work on. And if you want like a few things you wanted to practice, like you can go ahead with the Flipkart and Amazon applications, like our e-commerce web applications and some other web applications also you can try it like a Google. You can try like by searching the data whether it is able to search or not, and also like we can try you can try Gmail logging whether it is going to log in or not. But coming to Outlook, there is a connector we have, so that connector we will be going to use in our automation flow. By using that connector, we can send an email. We can receive an email. We can search an email. We can keep on monitor the Outlook. So all those things like we can do, like whatever the human can do manually. So those things we can do in our Outlook. So let us create a project. Like first we'll go with the Acme search project. So this is a solution. We have to change that. Pega RPA training. So creating a empty project. So in this empty project, so I can try to add automation files. You can add global containers as we discussed about the items earlier, and also you can add adapters. So web adapters and Windows adapters, everything you can add under the project. But here we are working with the web application. So right click on this project and go to add. Try to add a new item. So in this new item, by using Acme web application, universal web application. So here have to add your application name. The name has to be as indicated. It should indicate what we are, which application we are working on. So that has to be properly mentioned. So here we are working with the Acme application, Acme search. So here by creating a application, so you have to choose whether you are going to work with um, Chrome, or else like you are going to work with Edge, or else like you can also you choose Firefox or web applications. I mean um, browsers you can choose. So right now I'll be selecting by default. I don't want to change anything here. I will go with the Chrome, and also like we'll try with some other applications by using Edge. So here we'll be having our web application www.training.openspan.com. Okay, website is not working. It's down. Yeah, we got. So nothing you have to do. Just if it is open, just copy the URL and come to the properties of the adapter. So here just you can search with the start page property. Here we have. So just paste it here and try to make a change of browser start method. So if possible, like if based on the requirement, if the application is launching in middle of the process, you have to select a monitor all to monitor the application, and the start on project start you have to select as a false. And rest like the start timeout, if it is taking more than 20 seconds of time, just follow to maintain like more than that time. If it is taking 60 seconds or 30 seconds of time, or 40 seconds of time, just keep it to 40,000 milliseconds, which means 40 seconds. So on the remaining rest of the things, like you can keep it as it is. You don't have to change anything. So just save it. So now here we can try to start our interrogation. First, we'll go ahead with the web application interrogation part. So now, after updating all the properties, just click on the start interrogation part here. Like you can see the start interrogation in the green color. So just click on that, and once you click, like it will open our browser, and you can see the page has been launched, and you have got this interrogation form. We'll call it as an interrogation form. So this is an interrogation form, and these circles are called as a bull's eye. We'll call it as a bull's eye, and this is a type of interrogations. Like I will explain you one by one, and before that, like we'll complete whatever we are seeing here. And you can click on a delay. If you click on delay, it will ask for time seconds. Like this is a seconds. So if you want to add a 10 seconds, like why this functionality is, if you wanted to before interrogation, if you wanted to wait for some time, like because it will some based on some reasons. So if you wanted to wait for some time before interrogating the control, so you can add a few seconds here, and you have to check um, delay here, and then if you try to do interrogation, see, you can able to get the time here. So that's the purpose, like we're going to use this delay. And this is the application name which we have added. Under that you can see, if we try to interrogate, under that we can see all the elements, whatever the required elements. And these are the properties for the application. See, you can see the start page which we have added, and the start on project start we have changed it into false, and the browser type, browser method, start method. So all those things, like you can see the properties of the element. Like even if you have selected element here, so you can see the properties of that particular element. So it will change accordingly. And coming to this interrogation types. So here default. So default, which means it will not ask you anything. Like if it is a default thing, just click on this bullseye and just try to drag it here. And if you try to do, like, just remove your fingers on the touchpad, and it will try to create a control here by default. So that's the one thing for default. And debug matching. So if you select this particular element, no, I mean interrogation type, so what it will do, whatever the control you have created, so that particular control, if you try to reinterrogate again, that particular control will do debugging. So the match rules, like match rules, as I said earlier in the earlier session, match rules which is trying to create a element uniquely. It will, which is trying to identify the element uniquely. So that match rules will identify uniquely, but it's not an accurate way. We have to do manually few things in that match rules, but it will do some work, whatever you want, like 70%, 60% of work it can do by using a debug matching. If the particular element is not matching uniquely, it is not able to identify uniquely by our interrogation form type, which is a default. So debug matching will do that work. So 60% of work can do, and rest of the things, like we can do, we have to validate, and we have to make some changes, and accordingly, like we can go ahead with that particular element. So replace control. So we call it as a control here. So here the username and the password sign in. So these things we call it as a control in our Pega RPA. But some other RPA tools it will be different. But here coming to in Pega Robotics we call it as a control, and not an element, because it's a general terminology which we're going to use in other tools as a element. But coming to our Pega RPA, we call it as a control. So here, replace control is like if you have already created a username control, and again you don't want to create a new control, because it will not create also, because it will say like it is already been created. It will not create a duplicate controls. So if you select a replace control, what it will do, it will try to create a control again, and it will replace the control whatever it has been already created in your solution. So that is the feature for replace control. And select element, this is the main thing, like select and default is the regular things which we are going to use in our development. So default, I have already told you, like it will not do anything, just you click and drag and leave that. So it will create a control. So if you come to select element, what it will do, it will ask you to choose the element. It will ask you to choose the control, whatever you required based on your requirement. So let's see. So here, if you try to select it here, just click on the bullseye, drag it here, and leave it. What it will do, it will open a select element form, and here you can choose your elements which you wanted to create. See, it's a input. This username is called a input, and you can see it here. By selecting that, it will change the entire form. See, So like that, you can choose your specific element here. So this is the input. It is already been created. So even if I click create control, you can see it here. The control user name is already created. So I will clear this error because it is already been created. Now I'll go with the password. Just drag and drop and leave it. So here you can see the input for password. So I will click on create control. So now you have to give the credentials because to enable signing. So to enable signing, we have to give the credentials. So it's a common general credentials which you can uh, get it like I think admin something. Let me get the credentials. So once you give username and password, then only you can able to see that sign in button is enabled. Once the sign in button is enabled, then only you have to interrogate because if it is disabled, it will be some different kind of attributes you can see. If it is enabled only, you can able to see your actual element attributes. So now let me go ahead with the password and let me interrogate this sign in. So here you can see it's a login button. The ID type is it's a button. So you can see here clearly. So if you go ahead some other uh, controls, like it will be different. So but actual control which we require, it's a button. So let me create a control. So now let me go to our studio. So here you can see, you can neglect this warning. So by right clicking and disable use element IDs for the control. So you can disable it. So most of the things like you will get the same way. You can ignore this. You can disable this. So here you can see it is created a page. So the icon, I think you can't able to see this icon because it's so minimal. Let me change the view. So, Praveen, are you able to see these icons by any chance?
that little bit. See- yeah.
Yeah, this side
Yes.
icons.
Yes. Yes. Small small icons. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Mm.
So here, this icon, you can see the globe. There is a globe green color. So this icon is indicates it's a page, and the globe it indicates it's an adapter application, and these are all like forms div. And now this icon, the you can see it here. This icon, the arrow icon, the cursor icon indicates as a page. You can see it here clearly. This icon, which called we call it as a page icon. This is a page, the entire page. You can see it here by highlighting. So the page, see, the page is highlighting the blue line, and now we'll highlight the form. So this is the form. So which it is highlighting by the background. So you can highlight it like that. You can check whether the control you have interrogated it's a actual control or not. You can check it. And the username you can cross check, like see it is highlighting, and the similar way the password it is highlighting, so the same sign in also. Yeah, so now here we'll go ahead with the match rules. So we have created the elements, but there will be a chance that it can be duplicates. It can create a duplicates. See, let me show you like what kind of duplicates you can see. See, so here you can able to see the two controls here, which is a username and user pass. So it can be a chance that it will not work because you have two elements here, but it should identify uniquely. It should be a one element which needs to be work. Like if it needs to be work on, like you have to select which control is yours, and then you have to identify uniquely. So how to identify uniquely is like by using our match rules. This is the match rules tab, and here you have to identify that particular element uniquely. And before going to match rules tab, you have to check what is the difference between these two elements, username and user pass. You can see major difference here itself. Username, native control name, you can see username, and another for password is user pass. You can clearly see. And also like here, you can check in the selected target tab. There will be some differences for both. So you can see the name is username, user pass for password, and inner text, like there will be elements, inner text, so it's a null. Majorly, it will work with inner text and inner HTML and also the class. So there are few match rules which we will be having. Common match rules, like most of the things, like mostly it will work for all the controls. So here, name you can see a native pass and it's a input. So you can see like with these two, like you can able to identify uniquely identified. So it's a username, right? So the control is username which we have interrogated. So here in the drop down, like you can see in the drop down, there will be a three kind of match rule types. So one is a attribute match rule, property match rule, and control children match rule. So here the properties, let's say you'll be having a property for the um, any element, right? Like it's text or button or visible, something like that. Um, it will be a properties. So the same way we can see it here in our automation also. I will show you what are the properties for that particular element. So here we'll go with the properties. So most of the times like you can go ahead with the property match rule. Why? Because it will have lot of properties. So you can see these are the properties for the that particular element. So here you can check where you can find your ID. ID you can see This can be make you identify uniquely, and also the name. So you can go ahead with the name also. So if it is matching with one match rule itself, like you can go ahead with that. If it is not matching with that more than with one, so you can recheck again whether it needed another match rule or not. So just try to click on the create match rules. So I have selected only one, which is ID, and trying to click create match rules. So it has been identified uniquely by using one match rule itself. Why? Because we have to select if it is matching with one itself, we don't need to check another one. Because if we give more match rules, it will take more time to refresh the elements, it will take more time to activate that particular control. So that's the reason, if you give only one single match rule, then it will try to refresh, it will try to match within fraction of seconds. See, if you click on the refresh, it will refresh the element. So just that's the way you have to create, you have to select your matches, you have to identify your matches uniquely. That can be some confusion while creating a match rules, while selecting the matches, but based on your practice, like it will change. So, and also if there is any extra match rules you have by it has been created by default, then you can delete it. You can delete by just clicking on the delete button. So it will be identified uniquely if it is with one single match rule itself. And now here for sign in also, like I will go with login button. I will delete type. Okay. So now I have identified the elements uniquely for all the controls. And now we'll go ahead with the here the tabs match rules. So we completed this match rules and we'll go with the windows. So here you can see the list of windows, whatever the windows it is open for that particular application. So if you click on the list windows, so it should come the windows tab. It is not. Okay, fine. So if you go to screenshots tab, you can see like the where the control it is, which control you have been interrogated. So you can see the controls of the screenshot. And if you go to web controls, so if you click on the list windows and documents, you will get the pages. So this windows is for windows application, not for the web application. Actually we are working with the window web application, right? So this tab is not required for the web application. So it is related to web controls. So here if you click on the list windows and documents, you can able to see that page which you have been looking for. So actually, those are extra pages which we have, which is not related to our as part of interrogation. So we have this application. So here you can see your application called sign in Pega training. So you can see the name. You can see the name sign in Pega Studio Training Web Application here. In the Google Chrome, it has been opened, and this is the page. So if you select this page and click on the list web controls, you can see all the controls whatever it is available in this page. So in the behind, like hidden controls, you can see, and there will be one question in the interview, like how to create a element, how to create a control without interrogating into the application. So this is the way you can create a control without interrogation. Without interrogation, you can create a control from the backend. So here you can see there is a input type text which is a username, and there is a user error, and there is a user pass which is related to password and a pass error. So and the login button. So you have interrogated this user pass and username, right? But you haven't interrogated this user error and pass error. So let's say here you have given a wrong username. It should give an error. So that is related to this. Okay, gone. See the error. So this is the error. Let me click on this list web controls. So just click on that, give a right click and click on highlight. See, you can see this is the error. This is a hidden one, and you can try to create the control by clicking on a right click and click on create control, so that it will create a control here in the backend. So that control you can see it here, right? So the same way you can create any element, any control from here by without any interrogation, right? So here we'll go with the naming convention now. So we have covered this interrogation of that particular form, the page login page, and also the hidden controls which can able to interrogate. So before that, let me create a automation here. So one automation, new automation I have clicked. So the naming convention of the automation is AUTX, as I said, underscore P underscore login. So here I am logging into the application, right? So I have just given as a login. Okay. Now I will save this. I will go to this match rules tab. So now there is a adapter application name. It not no need to be created and no need to be changed anything because we have already been changed. And now we'll go with the page. So the page you have to click on the properties, and now here you have to change the name because you can't keep the same way, right? The same name for all the time. So you have to change the name here. So the name is, for page you have prefix called PG. PG is the prefix, so you have to maintain as a small letters, and in this like you have to maintain that what it is designed for. So it's a sign in page, right? So just I'm maintaining PG sign in, and this is a form, so which is a sign in form. So I will maintain form. For form it is a F for M, it's a prefix, and the form which is indicate to sign in, so form sign in. Okay, so now this is a password error message, right? So it's shown as a div in the in our controls, web controls. You can see. So here you have seen this, right? This is indicated as a div. So you can maintain directly that whatever the control, whatever the element it is indicating, so you can maintain that itself. So here div, div as a div, it's a prefix, and you can mention it's a password error, and no spaces, nothing you have to maintain here. You don't have to maintain the dot, comma, or hyphen, all those things. Like if it is needed, you can maintain an underscore. If the name is a bit too lengthy, you can maintain an underscore. Otherwise you don't have to maintain any underscore, hyphen, dot, any special characters, just prefix and the name. And the same way for password, div, sorry, for username error. And this is a button. So for button we have a prefix called btn, right? So for btn, for button we have to add a prefix as btn, and the name for the button is sign in. So we are not going to change anything here, so just as it is I'm keeping. So for username also, so it's a text, right? Like we have to add a, we have to type a text there. So it's a text box. So for text box, we have a prefix called txt, and this your name is called username, right? So I'm going to remove this underscore, and starting we are going to kept as a caps. So same for password. So it's a password, right? So I don't want to keep as a user. So I'm going to maintain this text box as a txt, and the password, this is the way we have to create our controls naming convention, right? So I have added, and now we'll go with the elements, the methods and properties. Before that, let us create our automation. So I'm going to uh, enter this username and password and then click on sign in. So I will go with this. Now I will create an automation here. So here you are going to create an automation by entering into this by creating the automation file called automation p login. So now here you have to click on give a right click and add a entry point. Entry point, which we call it as a so execute. So execute is nothing but the bot can enter into this particular automation. So here, if you click on the right, give a right click and click on entry point, it will create you a execute label. This we call it as label, and this label is going to create it here. So if we have this entry point, you can use this automation anywhere in the project, within the project. So I have given a execute, and in this execute, you are going to um, create a login automation here. So now we have to start our adapter. So before that, starting an adapter, you have to check whether it is already been running or not, right? Why? Because it's a basic thing which developer needs to follow. So you can see here is running. So is running property. So you have to check this and click OK and go to properties tab and just click there and just drag and drop it here. So, and after dropping it, just connect it with the yellow line. So after connecting, so whether you are checking that whether this Acme application is already running or not. If it is running, if it is already been running, just try to stop this application. So just select this stop. It's a method. You have to select this method and go to method and drag and drop it. And now if it is already been running for true connection, just select it stop. For false, you have to select this start and drag it here. So for false, why? Because it is not running, right? If it is not running, we have to start the application. So after it is stopped, we have to start it again because the application again it needs to be launched, right? So we are going to connect it again for this yellow to yellow line. So now what it is doing, it is checking for the application whether it is running or not. If it is running, it is already running, then it will try to stop the application and again it will try to start the application because we need to go on with the other steps. If it is not running, if it is not running, it is going to start the application. So this is the way you have to follow the standard. So after launching an application, so it will take some time to get this page, right? So for that you have to wait. You have to wait that particular page to be created. So which page it is? This page sign in. So you can see the method called wait for create. If you drag and drop it here, what it will do, after launching the application, it will wait for that particular page to be created. So after this page is created, then you have to enter your username and password. Okay. So for that username and password, you have to enter the text. So actually it's a text box, right? So you have to search for your text property and click OK and go to the properties tab and just try to drag and drop. So if it is created, you have to go ahead with the true. And now here you have connected for text username. So what it will do, it will go ahead and add your text in the username. So that text you have to type it here. So we said it's a hard coded. So here username I will give as a admin. What it will do, the text which I have given here, that will go and type it here. It will type it here. So the same way for password, right? The password property. So admin. So admin. So after giving username and password, you have to click on the sign in button. So for that, to click on the sign in button, you are going to perform a click there. So to perform a click, like you have to add a method called perform click. So go to methods tab, click on the methods tab and click on the perform click. Just drag and drop. And now connect this yellow line. So after connecting this yellow line, what it will do? So it will launch the application and it will enter your username and password and click on the sign in. So after clicking on sign in, it will enter into the application. So now, so we'll create one main automation here. So that's a main automation which we can call all the automation within that. So I will create a main automation. So just a main. So here in this main automation, you will add we'll go with a web application, and we'll think this application is a RPA application. It's not a RDA. So for RPA application, how we are going to start? So there are two ways, which is first way by using a activity, which is a robot activity. So robot activity, what it will do, it will establish a connection from Pega to Pega Robotics. So from Pega, it will start and it will come to the Pega Robotics and it will execute the job and it will again back to Pega. So by using this robot activity, we can integrate our Pega server to Pega Robotics. So that is the one way. Another way is like if without any giving a robot activity, we can start our RPA projects locally itself. So by as adding this component, runtime loader or project started. What it will do, it will start the project immediately. Like whenever you started, like launch the, I mean, you click on the start button, it will start the project immediately. So now here what I will do, I will add this automation in this main automation. So, so if you select this automation, you can see here in the methods called execute. So just select this and try to drag and drop it here. So the usage of this execute, I told you, right? It will allow us to enter into this automation. If we give entry point, it will allow us to enter into this automation. Otherwise, it will not allow. So here you can see in the main, you can't see this execute method. But if you select automation P login, so you can see the execute method. So here, if you select this, if you select this, you can see and you can drag and drop it here and try to connect this yellow line. And now we'll start the automation. Before starting, check whether you have launched the application, whether it is already running or not. It is already in the start interrogation mode. Just if it is already there in start interrogation mode, stop it. Even though it will ask once you started the application. Now we'll click on the start button. What it will do, it will launch the application, it will enter the credentials and it will click on the perform click by in the sign in. So it should enter into the application. So now um, so here I will add one message box. Okay, so if it is done, if it is completed, it should give us a success message. If it is failing for some other reason, so it should give us a failure message, success. So I have connected this success and I'm copying this and pasting here, and I will maintain one error message here, that is, so this sign in page is not created. Okay. So I will add a message here. Sign in page is not created. So if this page is not created, we'll get this message. If it is already, if the page is created and going smoothly, then we'll get this success message. Okay, and I'm clicking on the start. So once we click on the start, it will start building our project. So after starting building our project, it will go to one by one automation and each and every files, and it will try to check whether we have any compile errors or not. If there is no compile errors, it will launch the build. It will get as a message as a build succeeded, and then the process will start. So let us wait for the some time. Yeah, it has been started. It launched the application, and now see. Second, it is it is success, but I didn't click on this sign in button. We'll see what could be the issue. What is the reason why it is not clicking on this sign in button? So go to the interrogation application page and click on start interrogation. So we have to check why it is not clicked on the sign in button, right? So now we have to select this username and now try to check why what the reason. So now click on this text username, right click, and now here you can check whether the button is clicking or not and the text is passing properly or not. So by clicking on the text test control method, so you will get few of the methods which you can test it here. So for that, like we need a admin set text property, right? So I'm giving admin. If I click invoke, so you can see it here. It has been typed admin in the username. So the same way, similar way, I'll be doing for password. Invoke. So it has been entered, but the button is not enabled. Why? Because so no, there is a event it is performing. So if we do manually, we are, however, like we are doing some actions on the, we are moving the cursor and we are doing some actions manually, right? So it will, so that it will activate. But through bot, it is not activating. Why means it is doing some events in the backend. So for that, you have to check what event it can work out. So after entering the password, you have to check there is an event which it is performing, and we have to identify that event. So in the outer HTML, so just you can try to test. So there is a method which is called a raise event. So here you can see, yeah. So in this raise event, just try one by one, which is supporting for our application. So first try with on blur. So if you click on blur, it should activate. If it is not activating, then try with other method. Go with on change. Even if it is not activating, then try with other one. On click. No, it is not activating. So now try with the on copy. So try with other things. On drag. No. There could be a chance with which it will work for some methods and it will not work for some methods. So we have to identify each and everything. So, so we have to validate. till it activates. See, on key down, no. On key press, no. On key up. See, for key up, it is activating. So now we have to add this raise event property, raise event method for the username. So we have to add from our methods here. So raise event. So just drag and drop, and in this raise event drop down, you have to select what it is, key up. You have to select a key up, and now connect this. Just park this aside, and now add it here, this key up. And now go to the interrogation, stop this, and now we'll start the application. See, it has been launched the application, and we got a success message. So, and you can see it has been launched. And after launching, like we have to do, you can do some examples like by interrogating this drop downs and again other drop down and the view details. Just try to interrogate and don't do any automations. And so let me stop this. So we have did uh, launching an application and waiting for the sign in form and entering our credentials and activating our sign in button and clicking on the perform click. So these things we did, and they created the automation. And also one small thing will do after login, what we can do. So just start interrogation. Admin. I will click on sign in. So here I will try to interrogate these two drop downs and click on view details. Okay. So I will go with the select element. This is my way, which we can choose our elements here as per our requirement. So I'm selecting this element which it is required for me. Select because it's a drop down. So create element. So we have to activate by selecting beverages value. It will activate the below one. So the select one, create control. So after selecting this, we'll get this view details button to be activated. So this also I will create a control. So these three I have interrogated. So if you click on the view details, we'll get the data. Okay. So the same way, we'll create an automation for that. So for this, like we have to create a new automation, which we call it as a, so the, so we'll call it as a product search automation. So the automation name is a product search. Okay, I will go with a new item, automation. So AUTX underscore P underscore product search. Why? Because I'm creating a two automation. We can do the same process in this automation itself, but we have to split. This is the best practice. We have to split our processes into small flows. If we maintain a big flows, like it can be a messy, and it can be a not it can be a difficult to find out a few things while we have faced some issues in the automations. So if we maintain a piece by piece, like you can be identify easily where we can have what we have and where we have. So again, in this automation, you have to create an entry point, and by creating an entry point, sorry, you have to check this about this page. So where it is, so this page name you have to change. The properties you have to go, and prefix PG, and after giving this product search. This is a product search page we have. So and this form form product search. Okay, and this product type, and another one is a product. So for combo box, this is a combo box, right? So for combo box, it says CMB. This is the prefix for combo box, and the name is product type, and this is a product. So combo box CMB and the product. Okay, so now we are waiting for this page. So wait for create. So once activating, once login, so we are waiting this page. And after coming into this page product search, we have to select the product type. So the product type, it's a combo box, it's a select. So here in this select, so we'll have few items, methods, which is a select by index, select by text, select by value. So you can choose these three options, any one based on your requirement, like based on your convenient, because these three will work. So here based on index, like we'll call beverages as a one, and the seasonings as two. So the way it is maintaining is a index select by index. So 0, 1, 2 we have to maintain it. Based on the integer, it will select the values. So you can test it here. So by clicking on the test control method, based on select item by index, if you select one and click invoke, so it should select a value from the drop down beverages. See, so the same way you can check it for product. So for product, so just click on the select by index and select a 4 invoke. So you can see some value it has been selected. So the same way you can use it for select by text. So if there is a text which you have beverages, right? So just type it here. It should match as it is, like it's a case sensitive beverages. So if you give a exact value, so it should select. So we have given a wrong one. Let me see the spelling. Beverages. Okay. We have given a correct value, but it is not working. But we have it has been working for the index, so not a problem. Like we can choose any one. There might be some issue here. It's something like it will have some extra spaces or something. So we'll go ahead with this select by index and value in the sense like you can see. I will show you one thing in the page source, sorry, not in the page source, in the inspect. So inspect elements, in the inspect elements, so you can see there will be some type here, like see name, product type. In this, under this product type, you can see value equal to 1 and the name is beverages. So the same way the index is a 1 2 like that, so it will maintain by default. So even if you give here value as a 1, so it should select beverages. See, so here in the product, so sorry, we have given in the product. So the product type, sorry, we earlier also we were been searching with the product type. So beverages, yeah, it has been working for beverages by using select item by text, right? So like that you can use a select by index, select by text, select by value. It depends on your interest what method you are going to use. So I will use most of the time by index because sometimes the text will change but the position will not change. Even though sometimes the position will change, the index will change, but text will not change. So even if whatever it has been changed, you will get it notified from the business side that these things has been changed. So I'll go with this and I will select an index 1 and the product I will select an a product also, like I will select as a 2 and true, and now I'll click on the view details. It's a perform click, so view details. And here if you wanted to out from this process, so you have a one label called add exit point. Okay, so I will add this exit point. I will connect here, so there will be a entry and exit point. So now I will add a global container here because we wanted to know that if there is a error message came up, so we have to be notified, right? So for that, so I'm adding one global container. Hmm, add me GC. Okay, so I'm adding global container. In that global container, I'm adding error message dialog box. Okay, so this message dialog I'm going to use in all the automations. So I'm deleting this one. Okay, because we have a error. I mean, we have a message dialog box commonly for global container. So these things, this message dialog we can use in all the across automations. So I will drag and drop here the method message. So page sign in not created. So here we'll go and exit from here because we have created a one more automation, right? So we'll exit from here and we'll go to the another automation, that is a product search automation. Now we'll go with the main automation and here we'll add this product search automation in the exit. So after exiting, so we'll go ahead into our product search and here we'll select our product details, right? So now, so we'll test like before starting the process. So we'll test our methods. So I'm selecting one and invoke. So it's true. And now I'm selecting the product index 3. So it has been activated the view details, and again I'm clicking on perform click because I have to check whether it is clicking or not. Yeah, it clicked. So now after clicking, so we can see these details. So further in the further examples we will do, we'll capture this data and we'll paste this data into the Excel, and the same way we can do in with the Outlook also, like we'll plan. And now I will run this automation till here. So everything like we did like a login after login, product search. So after product search, so we'll have to get message called um, success message. We have to get a success message right after completing the process. So I'm connecting for this. So here I will maintain success. So now I will run it. So what it will do, it will come to the sign in page, and from sign in page it will search for the product, and after searching the product it will click on the view details, and then it will show us the success message after completing all the process. In the tomorrow session, like we'll search with the products, each and every product, and we'll try to capture the data, and will display in the uh, uh, message box, and then we'll go ahead with the see. We have got this page. So here we have completed the process, like it moved into this page, and tomorrow like we'll capture the data, and we'll save it in Outlook or in Excel. So here again you can go back, and you can search beverages again. You can go ahead with the other thing and click on details. So you can fetch, like you can try, and not even like product type seasoning, beverages, try with the seasoning and some other product types with different things, like you can try it. And also go to here. So here also you can try from here, product search, order, shopping. So try with your own things. So try to interrogate some other buttons based on your interest. Click on order. So if you click on order, you will get this page, and here also like you can do some operations. So I'm stopping the automation.
Okay.
So anything to be asked, Praveen or others?